everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're at Tualatin River National Wildlife Refuge near Portland, Oregon, where we are using prescribed fire to create healthy habitats for wildlife. With me today is the Refuge Manager, Erin Holmes, who's going to talk to us a little bit about what we're seeing and why we're doing a prescribed fire. Hi, Erin.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. So can you tell me what I'm seeing behind me?
Yes.
Well, behind you.
You're behind me. Yes, so what you are seeing is we are conducting a prescribed fire here on the Tualatin River National Wildlife Refuge. It's a small unit, but we are here to try to implement fire as a tool to make healthy habitats for critters and also provide an opportunity for people to come and watch this process happening.
So why do we use prescribed fire on national wildlife refuges?
That's a great question. So prescribed fire is a tool. It's one of many tools that we can use to restore, protect, and enhance habitat. And prescribed fire is just another tool like mowing or planting trees. And it helps us for this particular fire. As you can see behind me, it's mostly grass fire. And we do have some oak trees there. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to burn a lot of the dust, a lot of the thick organic litter that's on the ground that's been building up over the years. And eventually when the fire is done, we'll be able to go back in and plant native species to create a very healthy oak woodland habitat.
That's awesome. So what kind of wildlife benefit from the habitat on the refuge?
All sorts of wildlife benefits this place. So here in this unit, we have birds that utilize the oak trees. We may have garter snakes, we have mice, voles. We also have deer here. And so the healthier the habitat is, the better for them.
That's awesome. Somebody asked a question. They were concerned about wildlife being hurt in the fire.
That's a great question and very understandable. So the way we have managed this fire today is we have started in a corner of the unit and we move in a line. And so what that does is it gives the animals a chance to respond to the fire and they will simply move out of the way.
Oh, that's awesome. It's good to know that wildlife won't be hurt and they'll be benefiting from this great habitat. I see that there are a lot of firefighters here today. Maybe we'll walk towards the fire engine and you can talk to us about all the different partners that are here today.
Oh, you bet. So this has been a tremendous project. I'm so proud of all of our partners and all of the people involved in this fire. We've got Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue here. Right in front of us, we have a gentleman from the Confederate Tribes of the Grand Ronde. We have the National Park Service here from Olympic National Park. Behind me, we've got Mountain Hood National Forest. So just a wide range of partners, and we simply could not do it without them.
That's awesome. Brianne said thanks for the answer about the wildlife.
Yeah, all right, you're welcome.
And if anyone else is just joining us, we're taking questions. We're live at a prescribed fire at Tualatin River National Wildlife Refuge near Portland, Oregon. Now you might be noticing a lot of smoke in the background. And Erin, can you talk to a little bit about why there's smoke?
Yes, I can. So the smoke is simply from the fire, from the grass burning. And so, you know, it kind of varies, but what we try to do is we try to get the smoke to lift up and away. And right now it's a little close to the ground, but it's fine.
So if folks live in the area, what might they see today?
If they live in the area, what they're probably going to see is they're going to see some smoke and a lot of fire people here.
Oh, wow. So can the public come down and visit?
You bet. I invite everyone to come down. We've got viewing opportunities in 2 locations. We have scopes set up. We have fire information booths. You can come down, learn more about prescribed fire and its role on the landscape. You can talk to firefighters and you can watch and see what we're doing on the ground. And then in about 6 months, you'll be able to come back and see how much healthier this place looks.
Yeah, that's one of my questions is what kind of native plants will you be putting into the place where these grasses were?
Yeah, that's a great question, and what we'll do is plants that create that understory oak woodland habitat.
Great.
So things like grasses, maybe some shrubs.
Cool. I think that leads to this next question we got from the public is what kind of wildlife lives there? And while we answer this question, if you guys will bear with us, we're going to move a little bit down the fire line so you can see where the firefighters are at.
All right. So what type of wildlife live here? So we have, in this particular unit, we're going to have probably some garter snakes, we'll have birds, we'll have mice, we'll have voles, insects, and that's pretty much in this area, but other wildlife will also use it. We'll have deer, and as the birds are moving through and migrating, they may stop here, rest before they move on.
What other kinds of wildlife depend on the refuge? Because I know that Tualatin River was established for migratory birds and waterfowl, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and we have about 1,600 acres of refuge that we manage, and this is just one part of the refuge. It's an oak woodland habitat. We also have riparian forest, we have prairie, and we have wetlands. And so all different types of species use that habitat for various life cycles.
That's awesome. So right behind you we can see someone with what's called a drip torch. What do they use that for?
Yeah, so the drip torch is a great tool that's used by firefighters to ignite a line. And the torch is made of, it's a mixture of diesel and gasoline fuel. And as you can see on the very end, we're able to light it. And then when she wants to lay down a line, she'll just simply pour it down, and it'll be almost like a liquid flame that goes down.
I also see that there is a fire hose here, and they're laying down water as well. What does the water do?
Yes. So what they do is they lay what's called a wet line, and the wet line is to basically stop the fire from where we don't want it to go. So on the other side of this unit, we do have some private property, and so we lay the wet line down to prevent it from going over there. We also are trying to protect these oak trees, and we'll often put a wet line around that.
Okay, that was one of the questions. Folks were concerned about the trees. So it sounds like you're actively working to make sure the trees aren't being burned in this process.
Yes, exactly. So these are white oaks, they're Gary oaks, and we want these trees to be able to become very healthy. These are about 15 years old, and if Megan is able to turn the camera, you'll be able to see other trees in this unit. And way off in the distance, you may see a very big white oak. And that's what we want all of these little trees to become, to develop that big crown.
Well, white oak is an important habitat in the Willamette Valley, which is where we are, correct?
Yes, we're in the Willamette Valley. There's actually less than 1% of oak habitat left in the valley. So it's a very important habitat for us to restore.
What kind of wildlife depend on that oak savanna habitat? Is it oak savanna? Am I using that correctly?
It's oak savanna. This is more of an oak woodland because we have a higher density of oak trees here. And again, it's going to be mostly your birds. It's going to be your small mammals that live in the ground. Some habitats also support butterflies and other pollinators. We've got bats here. So just a whole variety of wildlife.
That's amazing. So what does it take to put together a prescribed fire like this? Does it take a lot of planning?
It takes a lot of planning and some amazing partners. And so this is something we've worked on for a couple of years. And we want to make sure that the fire does everything that we're trying to achieve. So we've got to make sure that the weather is just right, that we have the resources on hand, as you can see by the firefighters here. And we do a lot of outreach for the community and education. We've sent out hundreds of letters and talked to a lot of people so they understand what we're doing here.
Oh, wow. Well, and what's the number one point of having a prescribed fire at the refuge?
The number one point here is that our mission is to protect, enhance, and restore healthy habitats for wildlife and also for future generations of Americans. And prescribed fire is just one of our many tools to do that.
Well, thank you so much, Erin. And for those of you who are curious or would like to learn more about the Fish and Wildlife Service prescribed fire and our Wildland Firefighters program, you can visit our USFWS Refuges webpage and learn more about fire. I'd also suggest you visit the Tualatin River National Wildlife Refuge Facebook page, as well as stay on our Facebook page today for more live updates from the